It is so motivating when we hear a woman's story of victory in her area of lifestyle, whether it's weight loss, better health, just overcoming some of those hurdles that are so common, and yet they trip us up. So today on this edition of Lean Healthy Ageless, we're going to talk to a wonderful woman, Ginger, and she's going to share her story. Ginger, welcome to Lean Healthy Ageless, and thank you for being willing to share your story with our viewers.
Hi, Danna. Great to be here.
And what was the beginning of your journey? Where had you been and where were you hoping to go?
Great. Yeah. So I had been on this path of working out for 2 or 3 years, going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, really not just kind of counting calories, not really getting much success. I'd lose 5 pounds and gain it back. So I wasn't really having much success. And so I heard your interview on Janet Parshall on the radio on the way home from work one day. And I thought that really is intriguing. You know, number one, it's faith-based. Number two, I've just never heard of kind of the structured approach of the elimination and things. So I thought, I'll give it a try. I'll order the book. It's not very expensive. Let me just see. And so then I heard you talk about the Academy on that show as well. And I thought, well, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I think it would be helpful to have Facebook friends to kind of go along this journey with me, not even thinking where I would end up. But it really is one of those things where I was kind of at my wit's end. I was tired. I was exhausted every day. I was going to the gym. I was doing really, really hard workouts at the gym. And I was not seeing any real progress in my weight. So I was willing to kind of commit to something different and something new.
When you started the Eat, Live, Thrive diet, Ginger, how many pounds were you hoping to lose? What kind of changes were you hoping to realize?
Well, I wanted to lose about 40 pounds because I'm one of those people that was thin for most of my life. And then, after I had kids and things like that, I'm, 52. So, I would gain a few pounds every year, and it just had really got to a point where I was sluggish, and I was like, I stepped on the scale, and I had reached a number that I had never seen before, and I didn't want to see. So that was kind of my catalyst of, I've got to do something. I've got to do something different. I'm going to the gym, but it's just not really helping. And I need to look at what my diet is and kind of do that. So that's kind of where I was on that journey. And I had done a lot of different diets before. I had really mostly counted calories, and that was really what I was doing, but I was never really looking at the quality of the food I was eating.
So let's fast forward. What results have you achieved, and what was different this time?
Right. So I'm kind of a rule follower. So I took your book, read the first few chapters, then started doing the elimination piece, and I went full throttle into level 3, which removes all the grains, sugar, and dairy and beans and all of that and nuts. So I looked back, and this was the first 2 weeks. I did follow the 14 days of that, and I lost 8 pounds in the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was losing, that's what's really great about this program is as you're losing and as you're working on your spiritual life and your mindset through the book and through the coaching calls, you really get motivated or inspired within yourself to just keep going. And so as hard as it sounds to my diet was really pretty bad. I was eating a lot of processed foods. I was eating sugar every morning, a sugar load pretty much every morning in my coffee and in my oatmeal. And so, I wasn't totally surprised but I had not had this success ever really with any other program. So that's how it was different, is it was pretty structured, and I like that. But then it also gives you grace because you know that you can have those foods again.
What made the Eat, Live, Thrive elimination phase doable for you?
I did look at the recipes in the book, which I do have a sweet tooth. So made some of the muffins, some of the cookies that are in there, the sun cookies. And so I made a couple of those. And so that's really what helped me because I knew I could have one or two of those treats. The maple syrup. I mean, there's some other programs, that really encourage you to eat to cleanse everything out, but there really is no grace in that at all. So there was a little bit of, okay, let's make these approved treats that have a little bit of maple syrup or honey in them, and you can have one or two of those. Once I started feeling better, which was about 3 or 4 or 5 days in, when my sugar cravings were gone, it really was easier. But the first 3 or 4 days were a little bit difficult. But once I got through that sugar craving piece, that's how I was able to survive.
How long have you been on the Eat, Live, Thrive diet now, and what have your results been thus far?
I went on March 31st of 2019. I lost about 20 pounds initially in the first 6 months, and then so to date I've lost 32 pounds.
Now we know, having coached you and having you a member of the academy, that you've had some ups and downs, you've hit some plateaus. And I think you learned some important lessons during those plateaus. And one of the reasons why we encourage the academy coaching is to help through those individual challenges that every woman faces. It can be physical, mental, emotional. What did you learn about those plateaus, and how did that help you get some breakthroughs to lose more weight?
I was super happy at where I was at the end of 2019, at Christmas time, and I did really great with eating a few treats here and there, but staying in my lifestyle plan and everything. But I did want to lose, like I said, I wanted to lose the 40 pounds, and I'm at 32, so I still have a little bit to lose. But I did kind of get to a point, and I think a lot of it had to do with the pandemic part of it, not moving as much, and really just my body being comfortable where it was, where I wasn't losing weight. And you guys remember that. And so I really did have to kind of take a look at my volume of food I was eating, had to take a look at what I was eating in my macros, and try to tweak things a little bit in my activity. And you guys really helped me with that. It was hard, and it's still slow going, but I do believe that through my mindset and through just, you know, really even the spiritual aspect of all of this has helped me be patient with my body, knowing that, well, maybe there's a reason why I'm staying at this weight, and I'm not moving and I'm not losing weight. Maybe there's other indicators. So I started measuring. So those indicators were there. I was losing some inches. And I'll have to say that last summer when I went back to work, I had dress pants that I had bought that were brand new, and they were just a little bit snug on me. And I haven't lost a significant amount of weight since then, but they are really loose on me now when I go back to work. It's amazing how your body changes. So I think I learned from you guys, we need to look at our diets, but it's also about our minds, and also just being patient with ourselves, and really just tweaking I had to add some more carbs. You can't just stay in one mode. Your body kind of gets used to that a little bit. So I had to switch it up.
So really, as I remember, we helped you identify you were under eating calories a little bit and under eating carbs a little, which was the opposite. Of course, one of the reasons you were in the situation you were in is you had been eating lots of processed food,
Mhm.
but you did learn that you have to trust your body, and under eating, it can be as much of an issue, especially after you lose some weight, as overeating.
My body really wanted me to up my calories and up my carbs a little bit to get my metabolism going.
And you
So
actually
that
lost weight then.
Yeah, and then I started to lose weight, and I met my goal of the end of 2020. I wanted to get to a certain weight, and I met that goal of 30 pounds total at the end of 2020. And I really do thank you guys. I mean, I would bring my menus and what I was eating, and then my activity to the coaching calls. I would send it to you ahead of time, and you guys just went over it with me and really helped me kind of tweak that. Plus, just giving me encouragement and praying for me. So
It's a huge accomplishment to lose 30 pounds and keep it off for, a long period of time. What would you say to women who think, I'm just gonna gain it back?
I would say this program is really custom to our age group. I mean, it's custom to our age group, but it's also just not just about what you're eating, it's also your mindset. So I would say I would encourage anyone who's had not had success in the past to give it a try, because one of the things that I've noticed is that when you start taking those things out of your diet, you don't really want them anymore. You don't really want a lot of that bad stuff, and you think you're going to be deprived, but you're not really. And so I think we look at it more from not just the end goal of I'm going to lose this weight, but also how am I going to feel for the rest of my life, and how am I going to be with my children, and if I have grandchildren, and feeling well is really the key. And I would encourage them to say, this is different.
Beyond your weight loss, Ginger, you've kind of
Mhm.
alluded to this, but what are some of the top other physical and mental benefits you've realized since being on Eat, Live, Thrive diet?
My emotional health is better. My digestion is better. I'm just feeling really great. Have lots of energy. It's really amazing what certain foods and certain processed foods do to your body. You don't realize it. You don't realize that you're really your body is fighting hard to kind of process all that compared to beforehand. It's really night and day. I think that the biggest key for me was replacing things that I already had in my diet. I don't think you can just go full bar and say, I'm never going to have a piece of cake again. You can have a piece of cake, you can have an adult indulgence here and there, and you're not giving up food forever. You're not giving up these foods forever. You can add them back to your diet. And I really do think that was the key, is knowing in my mind during elimination, after I do this for 14 days, I'm going to be able to test these foods, and I'm going to be able to eat some of these foods if I want to. I can eat anything I want to, but I don't necessarily want that because of how it makes me feel. So I think that's really the key for me.
How important has the spiritual dimension of this program been for your journey and your success?
Honestly, I don't think I would have joined had it not been for the spiritual component. I was listening to Janet Parshall. That was part of your interview with her. And then I was very intrigued at the beginning. And I think that every single coaching call, you guys pray in the beginning. We have like minded women, and some may not be felt believers, but we all support and love each other. And it's just an amazing community that we have. And I don't think there's anything like it out there. I really don't. And the whole person. I mean, that is who I am. I mean, I'm a believer. I'm a follower of Christ. And so why wouldn't you mesh all of that together with your health? God cares about our health. He cares that we are healthy, and that we love Him, and that we do His will in our life. And He wants us to take care of our bodies. Self talk, and also just identifying the lies that the evil one is giving us, and putting our self talk in place with Bible verses, or any other self talk that we would do, that would help us to actually not fall into bad habits again.
Some people might think that virtual coaching, on Zoom sessions is somewhat impersonal, but could you address how connected our community can be twice a week on these coaching calls?
I think really what makes it unique is that you guys, you ask us at the beginning. It's not really a presentation. You guys ask, what are your concerns? What do you have for us? And you get to know people as you're attending these Zoom calls, and you also get to watch them afterwards. So you're not only getting, if you can't attend, you can watch it afterwards with the recordings, and you can get to know individuals that are in the academy. And so I think that's really what's important, is just really starting to get to know people. Some people are very transparent. Other people's may not be so transparent, but that's okay. We will sometimes, in the middle of a coaching call, you or Robyn will pray for us. I'm just so thankful for you, Danna and Robyn, for being the examples that you are as women of faith. This has really helped me stay with the Academy because I know that you're genuine, and I know that your coaching is genuine. And you guys, are real people, and you are living this lifestyle as well. So you are transparent with us when you have things happen in your life. And I think that's really important for us as women of faith, and anyone who is looking to get into better health and lose weight. And this is a journey, this is a lifestyle, and it's not just a quick fix. And it may take a while for anyone to lose weight. My results were great, but I'm still working on getting where I need to be, and even then, just maintaining. So I think that's going to be a great challenge for me, but I do appreciate this program so much.
Well, we appreciate you. You've been a delight. You've been such a beautiful contributor to the community. And we, on behalf of Robyn and I, we hope you all know how much we just adore coaching you. We count it an honor. We consider ourselves assistant coaches to God. If we have anything good to share, it's because of his grace and his ability to let us have this experience of going through it on our own. So thank you, Ginger. Thank you for sharing your journey, your heart, your transparently sharing your ups and downs with the community. You have been a great encourager.
That's my pleasure.